their pain. Most people choose to be defined by it in a negative way, that they're not capable, that they never can, it's never going to work out. And very few decide that I'm going to be defined by it in a positive way and use this to help serve humanity.
For sure.
And that's why I'm just trying to unlock as many people as possible while I'm still here.
Welcome to Stuck to Unstoppable, where we interview the world's foremost thought leaders to break things down in order to help you get past your hurts, habits, and hang-ups and finally level up and move forward. I'm your host, Scoggins. Now let's go ahead and get into today's guest and our featured conversation. You're not going to want to miss it. Today I have a special guest. His name is Evan Carmichael, a mentor and a good friend of mine. He believes in entrepreneurs. At 19, he built and sold a biotech software company. At 22, he became a venture capitalist, helping raise $500K to $15 million. He now runs the world's biggest YouTube channel for entrepreneurs with over 2 million subscribers. He wrote 4 books, including a bestseller. He also wants to solve the world's biggest problems. Not to mention, he also set 2 world records with a trampoline and a stand-up desk. This dude is busy. And to make it even better, he also owned his largest dance studio for salsa. I'm telling you what, this guy is amazing. I'm happy to call him a friend, an ally, and a mentor. Guys, help me welcome Evan Carmichael. Dude, what's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Good, man. Thanks for the love. I'm grateful and honored to be here.
Yeah, dude. My team's been excited for this interview for a while. We don't know anybody else in this space, in this time and space, that actually has done so much research on so many people to figure out what actually works. How did you even get into that, man?
So in my first business, I quit, I struggled. And the thing that saved that company was me saying, I can't be the first guy to try to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has built a software company? I had a software company and I thought of Bill Gates. He was the only guy kind of came to mind. And not how does Bill Gates make an extra $1 million now, but like, how did he start? Like 0 to 1. That's where I was struggling with, man. And I applied the strategies and I got my first 5-figure deal out of it. And that was a lot of money to me when I was, 19, 20. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, if I don't know what to do, I just model success. And I wanted to be around more successful people. I didn't really have family connections or anything. Yeah. And I'm introverted, so I don't go to networking meetings.
Which is funny because you're always online now. How can you? I mean, it's just crazy to believe.
Yeah, I mean, we can dive into that too. But introverts are built to serve too.
That's right. Amen to that.
And so I just wanted to be around what I call aspirational mentors. Mm-hmm. And so, you can see some of the people, on the wall behind me, but also I've learned something from everybody who I've profiled on my channel. Mm-hmm. And I get to have, one day Warren Buffett. This morning I was watching a Warren Buffett video, and yesterday was Elon Musk. And it's like, you can't sign up to do coaching with Warren Buffett, So I get a little hit every day from successful people. And it really worked for me. And I just want to share that with other people as well.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude. We have a concept. I think I've shared it with you before, offline maybe. That we call it the digital mentor, which are your YouTube, your podcast, your different things that you can use to grow yourself if you can't get one-on-one with somebody. What do you think the driving force is to actually choose a digital mentor to really model success? I mean, how do you know who to model?
I don't even stress out too much about picking the right person at the beginning. I think people get so stressed about finding the perfect person that then they don't do anything. Yeah. My recommendation is start with people's free content. So, if you're digging this interview, go learn more about Steven, right? Yeah. I mean, like, hey, that guy asked some questions. I wonder else what does he do? And just go explore the channel. And pretty much everybody is putting out some kind of free content, whether it's YouTube, podcast, Instagram, they're doing something. And so start there. And what I want people to do is prove that this person's bringing you value. So I got somebody in my YouTube comments today, that, like just before this, was looking at it, who was saying, I just spent $10,000 on somebody who promised to be a mentor and didn't deliver. It's like, well, like, I had no money when I was starting. So the idea of spending like $10K on something that doesn't work out
right out of the gate
would blow my mind. Like, so every dollar has to really count as an entrepreneur. I'm still in that hustle kind of mentality. So start with their free stuff and make sure that you've gotten tons of value. You're getting thousands of dollars in value from their free stuff first, and then go buy their book, right? Mm-hmm. Most people have a super entry level product, a book, something that's $20, right? $20, $30. So just get that. And then again, do the work and make sure they've gotten you. If you're spending $20, $30 on something, make sure you're getting thousands of dollars in value from it.
Yeah.
And then start leveling up. And before you start spending 10K on somebody, they should have already brought you way more than 10K through the content, through the books. And so that's how you start leveling up. So to the question of how do I find the right mentor? I don't worry about the perfect mentor. What do you want to learn? You want to learn sales skills? Great. Go to YouTube, type in sales skills. Watch everybody who's on there. See who you connect with. See who you resonate with. And then dive deeper into their world, and then go buy their book and start leveling up your skill set that way. And that's where I think ultimately guys like you will win that way. It's why I'm so pumped for you to be on YouTube, because you've got so much knowledge. You've been doing this for so long, but the world yet doesn't know Steven yet, right? Yeah. But it's happening. And so I want people to consume your YouTube videos and be obsessed and subscribe, and then get put into not just the funnel or the sequence for marketing, but for life-changing knowledge, wisdom, experiences, connections. So yeah, I would encourage people to take a shot on the free content, make sure it works, and then level up.
Yeah, no, and you've been instrumental in helping us make, I guess even today, a good friend of, I guess now a good friend of mine, has been a longstanding friend of yours, Bo. You've taught us the value of connecting people and connecting to the right people, and, it's funny, him and Tim Schmoyer both mentioned this term, good guys. Like they're one of the good guys, or he's one of the good guys. I think that is so instrumental because, the world of influencer spaces and personal development and brand and all that kind of stuff you can get lost in the crowd like really easily, and kind of how do you actually determine the good guys from the bad guys? It's just kind of the same kind of thing you just kind of mentioned, where it's, who you resonate with? Or
I think that's a great starting point. I get a feel for people. I think you do too. And I think you get that from just experience of dealing with enough bad guys.
A lot of bad ones.
I pay a lot of attention to the energy afterwards. Yeah. So today's a great example, right? It's 5:00 for me here on the East Coast. This has been all day. I've been doing podcasts and interviews. This Thursday is what I do, nonstop, 5-minute breaks in between. And I see you on the calendar for 5:00. This is my VIP time that we normally don't book 5:00 unless it's something really important, just in case stuff shows up, like the penthouse of a hotel. Yeah. And I see your name on the calendar. It's like, I'm pumped, right? So like an entire day of interviews, like, yeah, man, they get to close it with Steve. It's gonna be great. And so I pay attention to that stuff because there's some people who, when you hang around them, and again, this can be digital as well. When you hang around them, you feel better afterwards. Yeah. You went in and you felt maybe negative or maybe just okay, but you leave it and you feel better. Yeah. And there's a lot of people who you leave them and it feels worse. You feel drained. Like you've been sucked dry of your energy, right? The energy vampires, as Don DePani calls them. And so it's when you find, I like collecting good people. That's the phrase that I used myself, that just a mantra for myself. I like collecting good people, and I don't know how it's going to work out. And it'll often lead to strange situations. Like Bo. Mm-hmm. Bo, how did I meet Bo? I don't remember how I met Bo. He's in my community. He came to my Thought Leadership Academy that I put on last year. Yeah. And dude, the dude is a good dude. Like, his heart is pure. And the crazy thing is we totally connected because I guess we were both homeless at one point in time. So we spent like, I don't know, probably 20 minutes just like, so you know what I'm saying? You know what I went through? Just so that like me too, like me. Yeah, kind of thing. That was so cool, dude. So I saw him and I was just thinking about him, and I just think about people, and I just like you, before we started recording, I was telling you a story, but I was like thinking about you and somebody else you're working with and how it all fits together. Like if somebody's on my mind a lot, I then try to stay connected. I try to find something to do together. Bo's launched a new business that I'm helping him with. Yeah. And he's great at it. So like, but so many people want to start a business with me. Yeah. But I want to collect good people and find a way to keep working together. There's another guy, Jeremy, who I don't have you connected to Jeremy? Maybe not. Jeremy, not yet. Jeremy Stickney does YouTube as a service. So he's in your channel every 2 weeks, looking at it, on calls with your team, helping you with thumbnails, helping you with the strategy, helping you basically what I do, but actually in it, right? I'm happy to hop on anytime and just give advice, but he's actually doing the work. He's another just good, solid dude who, when I met him, he was a grocery store clerk. Like he worked
Yeah.
at a grocery store, stocking shelves for minimum wage. And I said, I had to find a way to talk. I have to find a way to stay in touch with Jeremy and just do something with this guy. And when I was on my tour last year, we're driving through the desert in Texas, and I'm thinking, Jeremy, I want to start a YouTube business with Jeremy, the grocery store clerk. And we called him up. I said, Nina, my wife, Nina, we need to get Jeremy on a video call now. Nina, yeah. I collect good people, right? I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
I got to get her. And we got Jeremy on a video call in Facebook. And I said, dude, I want to start a YouTube consulting business with you. He's like a grocery store clerk, doesn't know anything about YouTube besides watching it every now and then. And I said, by the time I get back from my tour, it'll be 2 months. You need to have done this. You need to have watched these videos. You have to consume everything I've ever done on YouTube. And he was prepped and ready when I got back. And now he's built a 6-figure business inside of 12 months.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby for a guy. Like last month, he said he made more last month than he made his entire year at a grocery store.
Yeah.
And it's just, I love seeing good people win. Good, dude. Dude, it's so good. Like seeing good people win makes me feel so happy. Yeah. And I look at it. So as much as I see that as Jeremy and I see that in Bo and what he's about to do, I see that in you too. It's why I love trying to help and give advice and wherever I can. You're number 4 in a series. Number 4, number 3, number 3. Am I missing somebody? Maybe not. No, you're number 3.
Okay.
Tom Billy was number 1.
Okay.
And it's just the order. Like when I met Tom the first time, I called him Tom Billieu. That's actually how you pronounce his name because he's French.
Is it really?
But he goes Tom Billieu because it's American,
Yeah.
Don't understand French. And I remember when I first connected him with him on my channel, I love this guy.
Yeah.
I love this guy so much, and I just want him to keep going. And I know how hard it is at the beginning of a YouTube channel to get it going. And he spent so much money too, launching his like bonkers money to get his channel off the ground. And I remember telling him and also just thinking like, man, I want you to win. Like, please keep going. And I've spent a lot of time trying to help him and went to his home and all this stuff to help build the channel. And it's great to see it explode.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I'm looking forward to meeting him one day. He's a good dude.
He's a good dude, right? He's good people. Dave Meltzer was number 2. So Dave Meltzer was like a year after. I don't know if you know Dave.
Not yet.
But you would connect super well with him as well. Another good dude who I met him and like, man, I just want you to please keep going. Please keep going because it's so hard. Like, please keep going. And then now here's Steven Scoggins, number 3 on the list. They're like 1 year apart each, right? Like you're the next Dave Meltzer into Tom Billieu in terms of impact and just I want to see good from the nature of what I do. For people who don't know me and what I do, I take a whole bunch of different people's videos and mash them up and try to provide value to the entrepreneur community. I want more good people making content with good knowledge, but also like the good heart and the willingness to serve. And like that's Steven Scoggins in spades. So I'll make you blush a little bit, but
yeah, you make my bald head red.
but I see that in like, I want Steven to keep going. I want Steven to keep at it. It's why I'm also thinking about you during the day and like, maybe I can get into the Bo when he gets the guests on and just like, how can I bring value, making little videos of like, do this and try that. And anyway, I just want to see you win and you're good people, right? I want to be around good people like that. And it's good karma. Like that always comes back to you, but it's also it's just fun. And it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling trying to help support other people who are doing good things. Yeah. Beyond just the practicality of a business relationship that comes out of it too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to working with you on several things down the pipeline for sure. I know I've been bugging a guy by the name of Steve that we both know about it. And so we hopefully got some cool things cooking. You have done such I'm still blushing. I'm still in awe. Thank you very much for all those kind words, dude. Seriously. I wasn't expecting that, but I want to pivot to you.
Okay.
Right. And the reason I want to pivot to you is because, we got connected through a guy by the name of Tim Schmoyer, who also is a YouTube strategist.
Oh my God. Good people. Tim.
Yeah.
Too,
love that guy. Yeah. And, he said, hey, you got to reach out to Evan. So we set that up, but in doing so, I discovered that you had a brand new book coming out at the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't, we didn't really know each other that well. Dude. Hey, what are you talking about? I got it right here, baby. I ain't playing.
You might have more copies. You have more copies than I do. I don't know.
Well, Well, and I do for a good reason. So it has probably been, I kid you not, Evan, it has probably been a decade since I have chosen to go out and buy every single one of my team members a book that I say you must read. Like, you've got to check. This is by far the best book that I've probably had in my hands and been through in probably 6 or 7 years myself personally.
You're going to make my bald head start to blush now.
It's that good, man. So here's the thing. You know, one of the driving concepts is obviously everyone's built to serve. You said at the very beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Why does that resonate with you so much? I mean, what made you decide to write this book and go through the process? Because, you know, writing a book's not easy. It takes time.
Yeah. You're a
busy dude.
I'm a big believer in, you know, projects will call me and I have to find a way to answer the call and do it. I wrote this book when I was on tour last year. What's that?
So that's tweetable right there.
That's tweetable. There you go. Trying to give you some sound bites for your episode. I was on my tour last year and I was going on tour. We did 23 cities, 90 days. And I wasn't talking about service. I was talking more about momentum and getting through your comfort zones and that kind of stuff, taking immediate action and getting people to do things. But then in each city, people started asking me the same questions. Like, well, how do I know what I'm supposed to do? How do I find my purpose?
Yeah.
And so, well, that's actually pretty easy. You just go through the who, the why, the how. It's like, well, what's that? Because it's bonkers. You don't have to go meditate for a year on a mountaintop to figure out what your purpose is. It's pretty easy. And so I would walk through the process quickly with somebody. Yeah. And then all the other questions, like, pick me, do me, do it for me too. I like, okay. And that became a good chunk in every city as we worked our way south from Columbus to Cleveland, you know, as we started working our way south.
Tony Robbins interventions.
Almost, but like voluntary, because I like being free flow in my workshops. That it's not just hear me say the same thing in every city. I like building it off the audience. So about halfway through, I thought I need to turn this into a book. Mm-hmm. This is a problem that's coming up in every city that I'm going to, and it's not that difficult. People just don't have the information. So I'm gonna turn it into a book. And right away, it's like, well, I don't have time to write a book. I'm already on tour. Like, I'm already behind on everything. I'm behind on every project. Plus, one of the main drivers for the tour, the actual reason why we started the tour was I wanted to take my wife to every city in America with 1 million+ people. Mm. So that was what started the tour. And then we said, okay, how do we turn that into business so that we're not just traveling for 90 days? So I was driving the whole way. It was me, my camera guy, and my wife until I broke my neck, and then Nina had to take over the driving. And we had to spend a day in each city to explore the food and the culture and the city, because that was what my wife wanted to do. So I'm already up to my nose in work. I'm already behind on everything. My team's asking me for stuff every day that I'm just way behind on. And I decided to write a book. Right?
Sounds like something I would do.
But it's like when projects call you,
you
have to answer the call. Yeah. And so you find a way. You can either look at all the reasons why it's not going to work out or the 8 while it will. And I just found a way. And it meant I didn't do other things, but that's okay because this ended up being way more important. And so I'm just a big believer in the ideas that were given to you, especially the big ones, are the ones you need to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And they often don't make sense until you actually start doing them. And so trust your ideas. Trust that they're great. Trust that they're the right thing for you. And then start taking immediate action towards it. Mm-hmm. And that became Built to Serve.
Yeah, that's so good, dude. You know, one of my favorite stories in the book is actually when you're talking about breaking your neck getting broken and the concussion you went through. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people think that, you know, you go through a difficult moment in life that it's going to, you know, set you back, but you do a different perspective at it. You know, you used it to kind of
so I was 2/3 way through my tour. I break my neck in Denver, have a concussion. I've never really broken anything, like maybe a toe or something, but never had any kind of serious injury.
And neck's a weird place to start, just for the record.
Exactly. Broken in 2 spots. That's saying that I have a 50% chance of having to do spinal surgery, which is scary stuff. I've had a concussion. I've never had a concussion before. That messes me up. I can handle physical pain, but not thinking clearly is rough stuff. Like I couldn't keep my eyes open. It was really brutal. And Steve, our mutual friend, and a bunch of my business colleagues, I guess, were saying, well, okay, well, how do we get you home? When do we go home? Like, I don't want to go home. I still have a month left on my tour. Like, let me at least try. Like I built, there's two reasons. One, I've built the identity of I do difficult things. And so I don't want to just by default quit. I want to at least try. That if I end up trying and I can't move forward, then I'll quit, but not just throwing the towel before even starting. But two, service is healing. Mm-hmm. What am I going to do for the next month? Just lie in bed at home versus being able to help entrepreneurs, which is what I love doing. Yeah. Like being on the road is better healing for me than just lying in bed at home, which may not be typical medical advice. The doctor in Colorado didn't want me to go anywhere. Yeah. He's like, well, you need to stay here and be an observation and see if we need to do surgery. Like, I would rather go. Can I go? Can I, so I had to pass the test. I had to pass the test that Donald Trump took, the not the memorizing test, the cognitive ability test. Yeah. I had to take that one.
How'd you score?
I missed one. They asked you a series of things like flower, elephant, something. And then at the end, they ask you, what were the 5 things that I said at the beginning? And I got 4 out of the 5 of them. So that was the only thing I missed, but it was actually hard. Like I told the doctor, these are really easy questions, but I'm struggling. Like I know I'm not where I need to be yet. Like I shouldn't have to think that hard of how to subtract by 7 from 100 all the way down. Right. Like 3, 86. Like I'm going super slow. I also don't want to have to fail and be kept in the hospital. So I'm going slow. Yeah. But that was healing for me, and maybe contrary to most medical advice, but I said, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to see how far I can go. One, I feel great about myself, just to show myself again that I can rise up to adversity. And 2, those events that I was doing, those were typically like 4-hour events. And I'd be walking around the moving. Here, I had to sit down because I have a broken neck. I'm wearing the collar, the
cone thing.
Like, 10 minutes a day was all I was allowed to take it off for a shower. Like I had to sleep in it, everything. Because if it doesn't set properly, that's your neck, right? I mean,
you roll over, you're like,
Yeah, it's not just like a bump in the nose or something. And so I was sitting there with like 3 or 4 pillows behind me with an ice pack on me that my wife, she had to deal with it and was so supportive and like kept bringing me replacement ice packs and stuff to put on my neck. But that was the best. And it also just showed me, again, what I'm capable of, because I've never actually been through tremendous physical pain. Yeah. So that was another opportunity. When life hands you those issues, you can see them as opportunities. You can see them as major setbacks. Yeah.
I've actually personally learned far more from adversity and failures than I ever have about anything else, in a big, big way. Yeah. I learned more about myself. I learned more about my capabilities, about the relationships that I need, everything.
And ultimately, you're built to serve, which your purpose comes from your pain. Yeah. So the thing that you're doing is because of the greatest pain in your life. Now you want to make sure nobody else has to live through that same pain that you did. Yeah. So ultimately, that's your choice. People are defined by their pain. Most people choose to be defined by it in a negative way, that they're not capable, that they never can, it's never going to work out. And very few decide that I'm going to be defined by it in a positive way and use this to help serve humanity. For sure. And that's why I'm just trying to unlock as many people as possible while I'm still here.
Well, I'm going to test your cognitive ability.
Okay. Uh-oh.
I think I'm going to ask a question that you've never been asked before.
Ooh, okay, great.
All right. I think you have to tell me.
I'm excited.
All right. Here it is. Yeah. As the owner of the largest salsa dance studio in Toronto, how can you equate salsa dancing to life?
Salsa dancing to life. One of the greatest things. So I haven't been asked quite that question. So we got that. That's good. One of my favorite things to do with salsa dancing is use it to see how well couples do together. I think it's a great exercise to see how well you deal with adversity and problems as a couple.
Yeah, because it moves fast.
It moves fast, and you're learning something new, and you see some couples fight all the time. You didn't do this. You didn't push my hand properly, and you could just that they're going home, and it's the same problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where others are super supportive. And I think it's actually I met my wife, Nina, dancing.
Okay.
We met at that business, which is
Yeah.
partly why I'm so, attached to it. And right now it's super struggling, coronavirus. People aren't salsa dancing, but I'm super attached to saving that business and making it be even bigger.
I hear another YouTube channel coming.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I think a good way to get to know somebody is actually through the process of doing an activity together, whether a relationship or even in business. Like the greatest thing to do in business is to actually work on something small together that's a direct map to their capabilities, instead of just hiring somebody off of a resume. Like, well, how good is this person? How well do I work with them? How much do I like them? So salsa dance is a great opportunity to meet other people. You end up meeting, if you join as a couple, that's one thing, but most people join as a single, and we rotate you through. So you get to know all the women in the class and not really the guys, but you don't really care because you're a single guy. You don't care about the other guys. You want to learn meet the women.
Face-to-facematch.com.
Basically, and you get to actually move and learn something new that's fun together, and see how compatible you are to be able to work through life's adversities. And so that was partly why I love Nina so much, is dancing together, making mistakes together, having fun together. I think is a great, whether it's salsa dancing or something else, a great tool to see how compatible you are with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great test. I've shared with you and our audience before that, I had my flagship company went through a season where about 2.5, 3 years ago, I had to start over with a brand new executive management team. And that actually showed me how wonderful my wife really was, because any other person, not knowing if their security was going to be tested or whatever, would have easily ran.
Yeah.
And to put up with me for a solid 1.5 years as I'm trying to put a business back together, working the same hours I worked when I first created the company to begin with. There is definite truth into making sure that the person that you're with is somebody that can roll, fight or die with you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if we talk about collecting good people, the person, you don't choose your family, you don't choose your parents. I was fortunate to have a great relationship with my parents. They're still around. Awesome. Some people's parents, are not so great. But you still get to pick who you're with for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You get to pick your spouse. And that's one of the most important decisions I think anybody can make. So you're talking about collecting good people. That's the ultimate good person to collect.
That's right. It's the one that's going to stand the test of time for sure. So
yeah.
Well, I know we're almost out of time, but I wanted to check in. What's the number one final thought that you would have in regards to all the entrepreneurs that you met, all the different principles that you've seen? What do you think I'm sure you've got this one before. What do you think the number one resource is for people to tap into when they're trying to get breakthrough and trying to move forward?
Recognizing that your current environment is not, like, your current environment keeps you where you are. And if you're happy where you are, awesome. But most people want to grow. Like, it's baked into humans. We want to grow and build. So okay, if you want to grow and build and get better, you have to change your environment. You got to change what you're around. And you probably don't want the life that your parents have.
Yeah.
That your friends have. And you look at who you were friends in high school with. Like, you probably don't look at what they're doing. You probably don't want their life. You want something bigger. If you're watching this show, you want something bigger. Right?
Yeah, that's very true.
And so you need to start to have that as a part of your daily. Like, a one-off isn't enough. It has to be a daily part of your routines, of your habits, of your structure, everything from the physical environment, like the office. This has all been designed with intent. The clothes that I wear, the videos that I watch. You may not know a Steven Scoggins personally. Like, you may not know somebody who's built giant businesses and is a great leader and has an amazing team. You may not have that person in your life. But we're so fortunate now that you have a thing called YouTube. You have access to people like Steven, their brain, their mindset, their way of thinking, their way of dealing with problems and adversity. You can get your next breakthrough. Like, a breakthrough is usually a breakthrough in the mind. You see something a different way. You see it in a way that nobody around you sees it. While most people are complaining, Steven sees that as an opportunity. So like, oh, okay. Oh, cool. That's an opportunity. Oh, cool. So the people who help you make that breakthrough find ways to make it part of your daily routine. And I think we've all felt moments of boldness, whether you're watching Steven's video or Elon Musk or Oprah or whoever, they've said something that sparked something.
Yeah.
Great. Like, hound that person, follow them around. Like even if you never meet them, I learned a ton from this guy's my favorite entrepreneur of all time, and I'm never going to meet him. AP Giannini, founder of Bank of America.
Mm-hmm.
But you can be around them. You can watch the videos and listen to their podcasts and be around them daily. And that alone, like if you watch Steven every day, he's going to pull you to become a better human. It's just going to happen. Like you can't avoid it. If you watch a video every day for the next year, you will be a different person in the next year.
Thanks, man.
And so like really choosing those people, whether it's Steven or Elon or Oprah or whoever, right? Like be cognitive of who those people are that shift you forward.
Yeah.
And the one-off isn't enough. It's the everyday you make a little tiny step forward when you're around them.
Well, guys, you can tell why I love Evan's energy and everything that he says and the truth that he spits out like every 5 seconds. Like it's legit. Evan, just one final thing. How can the audience connect with you? How can they, obviously they need to go get the book. I'm telling you right now, it's by far the best book that I've had in like literally a decade, which is why I got one for every one of my team members and I've got several hundred. So, but how can people either get their hands on the book or connect with you and kind of stay in connection?
Yeah, the book, easiest spot is Amazon. If you want a signed copy, you can get it off of my website, which is just evancarmichael.com. And otherwise, wherever you're hanging out, I'm probably there on social. So YouTube, Instagram, type in Evan Carmichael, you'll find me.
Nice job, man. I appreciate, look, dude, always loved having you. Always love your energy. And I can't thank you enough for all the kind things you said about what we're trying to do. We are trying to impact and change lives one life at a time, whether it's 1,000 or 100 or 1, it doesn't matter to us. It's still our heart. And I have to thank you again for taking the time and answering the call to write this book. Yeah, I shared with you, I was remodeling my attic when I was listening to an audio, because that's how I consume books personally. And then I liked it so much, I had to go out and get it for everybody else. And, I mean, to me, that's the best thing you can do is answer the call, and I just really appreciate everything you guys are doing. So thank you again for coming on the show, man. And
cool, man. Good people. Steven Scoggins, ladies and gentlemen, good people in the house.
Oh my gosh. You don't stop, do you?
I love it, man. I love it. All right. We're out.
All right. See you, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
I hope you enjoyed that video, but you're really going to like this next one with Anthony Trucks. Dude, check it out.
When most people have a bad ability to hold the willpower of the choice in the moment. So what happens is someone comes in, people are the ones that test our boundaries. Someone says, hey, do you want to go to the bar and get a beer? No, I don't want to get a beer. That's my first thought, right? They say, hey, come on, man.